Andrew Carnegie, captain of industry or robber baron? Andrew Carnegie is deemed the steel tycoon of the Gilded Age. The strategies he utilized to build his lucrative company often cause historians to ask, was he a captain of industry or a robber baron? Andrew Carnegie had some qualities of a robber baron, but ultimately he contributed massively to aspects of American life by donating most of his wealth to charities, making him a captain of industry. Andrew Carnegie was born on November 25, 1835 in Scotland. In 1848, at the age of 13, Carnegie immigrated to the United States with his family. Settling in Pennsylvania and growing up poor, he worked at a factory earning only $1.20 per week. In 1853, he began working at the Pennsylvania Railroad. Within 3 years, he was promoted to superintendent and gained a vast amount of knowledge about business. While working at the company, he saved a lot of his earnings and invested them into various companies. By the next decade, he was able to begin his own business. Through years of buying and combining smaller businesses, in 1890, Carnegie created one large corporation known as the Carnegie Steel Industry. He used vertical integration in the Bessemer's process to fortify his industry. Although first introduced by Gustavus Swift, Carnegie perfected vertical integration by purchasing railroad companies and iron mines. This allowed him to combine both markets to create one large, monopolized steel industry. In 1856, the founding of the Bessemer's process enabled steel to be produced cheaply and efficiently. By taking over most of the smaller railroad and iron businesses, while also being able to produce cheap steel, Carnegie was able to control the steel industry and sell his product at a reasonable rate while simultaneously gaining exorbitant profits. While Carnegie was primarily an honest and hardworking man, he could be viewed as a robber baron in regards to his relationship with his workers. In 1892, Carnegie cut his workers' wages by nearly 20% for his own personal profit. The workers retaliated by banding together and going on strike, which is now known as the Homestead Strike. Instead of listening to his workers' concerns, Carnegie shut them out and tried dismantling the Union. Nearly a decade later, in 1901, Carnegie was ready to retire and spend the rest of his life as a philanthropist. He sold Carnegie's steel industry to business tycoon J.P. Morgan for $480 million. However, Carnegie believed in and wrote a book on the gospel of wealth, which stated, anyone who was extremely wealthy had the responsibility of donating their wealth for the greater good of society. This ideology is what enabled him to donate about $350 million of his earnings to charity. He financed over 2,000 American libraries, created medical research centers, and established the well-known Carnegie Mellon Institute. Carnegie continued to make donations up until his death on August 11, 1919. The amount of improvements he funded for infrastructure in America in a time where the government made little to no attempts at improvements for the common people inevitably made Andrew Carnegie a captain of industry.